What's up, fight fans? Buckle up, because this week in MMA has been absolute chaos. Ilia Topuria is throwing bombs again, not in the octagon, but straight at Islam Makhachev. Rampage Jackson's back in the headlines after another public meltdown. Hamzat Chimaev just stirred the pot with a couple of wild comments. And we've got UFC 322 and UFC Fight Night 2622 heating up with some crazy storylines. It's been one of those weeks where every fighter seems to be beefing, bragging, or breaking something. So let's get right into it, starting with the man chasing double champ status, Islam Makhachev. When Islam Makhachev announced he was moving up to welterweight, fans were skeptical. He's dominated lightweight for years, but 70, that's shark-infested waters. But fast forward to now, and Islam looks absolutely monstrous. The dude's walking around like a mini Khabib 2.0, but jacked. Photos from training camp show him shredded, thick, and powerful, the kind of look that makes you wonder if he's secretly lifting mountains in Dagestan. Javier Mendez, his longtime coach, said it best. When I first saw him this camp, I was shocked. He looked incredible, stronger, faster, sharper. He's adapting perfectly. That's a big statement coming from the man who built Khabib into a legend. Islam's been putting in serious work, and it shows. But here's the catch. Size isn't everything. The big question hanging over this move is simple. Can he keep the same gas tank? Lightweight Islam was a cardio machine, but welterweight Islam, that's uncharted territory. We've seen it before. Fighters bulk up, look great on Instagram, then gas out when it matters. Can Islam keep his pace against a natural 7-deer like Jack Della Maddalena? That's what everyone's waiting to see at UFC 3. And let's not downplay this. Jack Della Maddalena is not some easy target. The Australian striker has some of the cleanest boxing in the division. Fast hands, nasty bodywork, and knockout power that ends fights in seconds. This isn't a walk-in and grapple type of matchup. Della Maddalena knows how to find your chin and doesn't stop until the referee steps in. For Islam, this is the fight that could define his legacy. Become a double champ and he joins the elite few. Lose and he goes back to lightweight with questions hanging over his head. And while the MMA world's focused on his physique and training clips, Ilia Topuria decided to turn up the volume. Out of nowhere, Ilia Topuria dropped one of the coldest lines of the year. While doing interviews in Georgia, Tapuria was asked about Makhachev. His answer? If Makhachev loses, he can go back to Dagestan and take care of his sheep. Yeah, that line exploded. Within hours, social media was split. Some called it disrespectful, others said it's just Ilia being Ilia, the confident knockout artist who's been talking like a future champ since day one. But make no mistake, Tapuria is not just trolling. He's positioning himself for the biggest fight in UFC history, Tapuria versus Makhachev, possibly next summer at the White House Arena. That's the fight the fans want. Grappler versus striker, calm versus chaos. Two alpha personalities colliding, and Ilia knows how to sell a fight better than anyone right now. Now, Makhachev didn't take the bait directly. He's not really the Twitter war type. But when Dan Hooker, yes, that Dan Hooker, surprisingly praised Islam's move up to welterweight, Islam posted a photo of Khabib with a caption that said, "I need new haters, the old ones are starting to like me." Classic Dagestani cool. No direct response, no long paragraphs, just quiet confidence. He knows talking doesn't win fights, but let's be real, the guy's hearing all of it. Khabib's right there with him too, leading the camp. Videos from their gym in San Jose show Khabib barking orders while Islam mauls sparring partners. They're grinding old school, no trash talk, no drama, just pain. Still, you can tell this rivalry with Tapuria is building. The fans want it, the media wants it, and if Islam beats Della Maddalena, the UFC will make it happen. But you can't talk MMA chaos without bringing up Hamzat Chimaev. The guy's allergic to staying quiet. Recently, he called out Alex Pereira, not at middleweight, not even light heavyweight, but heavyweight. Yeah, that's Hamzat logic. Skip a few divisions and swing at giants. Dricus du Plessis responded saying there's no way Hamzat beats Pereira. And honestly, he's not wrong. Pereira's a monster with hands like bricks, but Hamzat lives off challenges like that. He thrives on being the guy no one believes in. Then came another moment that got people talking. During an interview, Hamzat was asked who he'd corner if Arman Tsarukyan fought Ilia Topuria since he's trained with both. Hamzat didn't hesitate. Arman's my brother, if he asks, I'm in his corner. So now you got Hamzat, one of the most popular fighters on the planet, subtly siding against Tapuria. And if that fight ever materializes, you can bet Hamzat will be cage's side, yelling instructions in Russian. Speaking of Arman Tsarukyan, this guy's been on a mission. He's facing Dan Hooker on November 22 in Qatar, and his training footage is insane. He's hitting the bag so hard it literally falls off its mount. The man's speed and power are ridiculous. Even Hooker, who's supposed to hype himself, gave him props. Arman's probably the best lightweight right now, but if I beat him, I can beat Tapuria too. Hooker's never lacked confidence, but Tsarukyan is dangerous, arguably one of the most well-rounded fighters in the division. Strong wrestling, sharp striking, and endless cardio. If he dominates Hooker, he's officially in the title conversation, and that means potential matchups with Islam, Tapuria, or even Gaethje down the road. Lightweight is about to explode again. While the new generation is fighting for gold, one legend is making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Rampage Jackson, former UFC champion, pride icon, and walking meme machine, found himself in another public confrontation. Witnesses say the incident happened outside a restaurant in Los Angeles. Apparently, a fan brought up a sensitive topic involving his family, and Rampage snapped. Video clips show him visibly frustrated, trying to hold it together before things got heated. Later, he went live online to explain, "It's personal, man. When it's about your kid, it hits different. I should have walked away, but people need to stop poking." That's vintage Rampage, raw, emotional, unfiltered. And while some fans mocked him, most sided with him. Because honestly, family is off limits. Still, it's another wild chapter in Rampage's life, proving the man's as unpredictable outside the cage as he was inside it. Meanwhile, over in Vancouver, UFC Fight Night 262 weigh-ins wrapped up without a hitch. Every fighter hit their mark, no drama, no collapses on the scale, no towel controversies. The main event is Reinier de Ridder versus Brendan Allen, and this one's quietly massive. RDR, the Dutch submission wizard, is looking to prove he belongs among the elite after his one championship dominance. Allen, on the other hand, wants to show he's ready for a title shot. Stylistically, it's fire versus water, Allen's slick striking against RDR's world-class grappling. Expect a ground chest match that might decide who gets the next crack at middleweight gold. Of course, Michael Bisping couldn't resist weighing in. On his podcast, he broke it down bluntly. Allen's good, but if RDR gets it to the mat, it's over. Submission win, book it. Bisping even added that if RDR wins, he becomes a nightmare matchup for Hamzat Chimaev. And he's right, RDR's jiu-jitsu is legit. He welcomes the takedown. That's the kind of guy Hamzat doesn't enjoy facing. Imagine that. RDR versus Hamzat. Two alpha grapplers going at it. That's the kind of fight that makes MMA fans drool. And before we wrap, a quick update on India's own Anshul Jubli. You probably remember when he went viral after saying he could submit Khabib. Well, that clip blew up for all the wrong reasons, and now he's finally speaking out. In a new video, Anshul said his comments were twisted. They took small clips out of context. I was showing respect, not disrespect. He also had a message for his supporters. I don't care what the haters say, I'm doing everything right and coming back stronger. It's actually refreshing, no fake drama, just a guy standing his ground. Indian MMA is still growing, and seeing fighters like Anshul refuse to fold under pressure is a good sign for the sport. Look at the bigger picture here, MMA's entering a wild new phase. We've got Islam Makhachev chasing double champ history, Ilia Topuria stirring chaos across divisions, Hamzat Chimaev calling out literal giants, and legends like Rampage Jackson reminding us that fame always comes with a cost. It's this mix old school grit meets new school hype that keeps fans glued to their screens. And UFC 322, that's the storm waiting to hit. Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena. A stylistic clash between elite grappling and precision boxing. If Islam wins, he cements himself as one of the greatest of this era, maybe even the best since Khabib. If he loses, Tapuria's words about retiring to the farm will haunt him forever. That's the beauty and the brutality of this sport. So what do you think, fight fans? Does Islam Makhachev make history at UFC 32, or does Della Maddalena shock the world? Is Ilia Topuria the next big superstar, or just another loudmouth riding momentum? And can Rampage Jackson ever stay out of headlines for more than a week? Let me know in the comments, I read them all. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, subscribe for more fight news every week, and stay tuned because this ride isn't slowing down anytime soon. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, fight fan.